What is up, people? Thanks so much for joining. So, I've gotten a lot of questions recently. Let me share this out really quick. So, I've gotten a lot of questions recently about lucid dreaming and astral projection, and I wanted to kind of answer those for you guys. Let me just share this out really quick. Okay. Just one moment. Let's see. Sharing this out really fast. Welcome, everyone. Siobhan, Adam, Jacob, awesome, welcome. So basically what we're doing is I'm answering questions related to lucid dreaming, astral projection, meditation, anything related. I also have questions up here that I've already gotten over the past little bit, so I'm just going to start answering those. And then if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining. So I have a really good question that I got yesterday, and that is, how does lucid dreaming and controlling your reality while dreaming influence your ability to control your reality in general and use your manifestation ability? So this is super interesting. So guys, just in case you didn't know, when you're in a lucid dream, your brain cannot tell if you are dreaming or asleep. So anything that you learn or do within those states, you're going to carry that over into your waking life. So we can use this for law of attraction. Maybe you want more money. Maybe you want to change a job. Maybe there's something that you want to pursue. You can work with that in the lucid dream state. And just, if you have anxiety or depression, insomnia, anything like that, you can actually work on that through the lucid dream too. So that's why I really like this question. Welcome, Brittany. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So that's why I really like this question, because it's super transformative, doing these practices in the lucid dream, because it really can change our entire life. And if you guys haven't heard of dream yoga before, it's a Tibetan Buddhist practice, and they use that to change their emotions and their reality through lucid dreaming, because again, our brain can't tell if we are asleep or awake during the lucid dream. And so it's very easy to practice something in the dream and bring it back into real life, whether it's manifestation or a different emotion. Maybe you want to change a job, money, anything. It's so powerful. It's rewiring our brain. So emotions are energy, right? And this is one reason why we can change our emotions through the lucid dream. Emotions are energy, manifestation is energy, and the dream is energy. So if we learn to change things in the dream, we're working with energy. We're learning how to change energy for a greater good. So in Tibetan dream yoga, like I was talking about, say you're in the middle of a nightmare. Say you're experiencing something that you consider very fearful. If you can change that into, say, someone you love or a field of flowers, like you're rewiring your brain to realize that this situation is not solid. This fear, this stress you're experiencing is not solid, and it can easily be changed. We're basically proving the impossible to our brain that it is possible, and since it can't tell that we're dreaming, we carry this energy and this ability to change things in our waking life. We carry that back from our dream time. So it's very important to practice lucid dreaming, and anybody can learn, and I recommend it for everybody. Hello, Anise. Thank you so much for joining. It's so good to have you and see you again. Feel free to ask any questions that you guys have, or any questions that I have on the ones I've already got. So that's the first one. So if you do want to manifest anything, you can totally do that in the dream. And like, let's say money, for example. Everyone wants to manifest a little more money, right? What you can do is manifest money in the dream. Imagine maybe $10,000, just manifest that. And it's actually super easy. You just have to think about it, and it will kind of show up in front of you, which is really cool. Count the money in your hands. Your brain can't tell if you're dreaming or asleep. So if you're counting money, if you're smelling money, if you're seeing tons of money in your hands, that's rewiring your brain. And this is in quantum physics. You're sending out an energy of having instead of lack. You're experiencing the energy of having money instead of lack of money because you're holding it, you're experiencing it. And this will help with manifestation. So anything you want to do within the lucid dream, you seriously can. Like I always tell people, there's not really any limits, because whatever you want to do, whether it's for fun, getting over nightmares, even helping physical pain, like it's crazy, you guys. Anything you can do through the lucid dream. So it's really cool. This is another good question I got. How do you know if you have entered an altered state of consciousness? Now, the way you can tell if you've entered an altered state, this can be done through meditation, lucid dreaming, hypnosis, astral projection, even channeling. So channeling information from a higher source is an altered state of consciousness. Now, how you can tell you're in these states is you're going to start picking up on non-physical senses. So whether this is like images or higher frequency thoughts, you might be channeling information that you weren't even really thinking of. You're just connected to a higher source. Thoughts, feeling, I get like butterfly feelings in my stomach, and then I'll start to hear like really high-pitched noises, or I'll close my eyes and see lots of images and colors. There's lots of ways to get into an altered state of consciousness. And the reason why you want to is because that's where the coolest stuff happens, right? I mean, that's where we can manifest. Yeah, we can, channel information from our highest source, or maybe from someone else. We can use it for so many things. And training your mind to be in this altered state of consciousness is training your brain to resonate at a higher frequency. So if it's manifesting or anything you're wanting to learn, it will be really easy learning to get into these altered states of consciousness. And anybody can learn. I mean, everyone that I have coached has been able to do it. If you're passionate about learning, whether it's, lucid dreaming, out of body work, really anything, if you're passionate about it and you show your brain that you want it and you put out that energy, it's really, it's going to be really easy for you, Hello, Taylor. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Let's see what other one we got on here. All right, I got this question yesterday. How do you get over fears of someone watching you? So I don't know if you guys have ever had a feeling that someone is watching you, whether it is in like a lucid dream. I know sometimes you feel like there's someone kind of around and you kind of feel uneasy, but this can also happen in our daily lives, right? So you need to kind of disassociate from the physical world for a second, right? Because we're in the third dimension. There's obviously other dimensions of reality. And say if you get into lucid dreaming work, you can work on conquering your fears right then and there. Like if you have a nightmare, you can get lucid and ask it what it represents, and it will tell you exactly what it represents. So it's nothing to fear. It's just kind of a label we put on it. It's just our perception of something, but it doesn't mean that it's scary or fearful. What's up, Paul? How's it going? Good to see you here. So it's just our perception of fear, right? So you might be tapping into an altered state of reality. Maybe someone's trying to contact you. Maybe that's your higher self. Maybe you're getting an urge to do something. So let's disassociate from the fear of feeling someone watching us, whether it's in the physical state, altered state like astral projection or anything, and really try to understand what this is telling us. And something that really helped me is, after having so many out-of-body experiences, I realized people are just curious. Even entities on this other realm, they're just curious, and usually they're so full of love. And if they aren't, it's usually showing me a shadow part of myself, which, for those of you who don't know, the shadow is everything about you that you deny, suppress, or disown. And it doesn't even have to be something bad. Maybe you have a talent that someone told you that you weren't supposed to have, or maybe someone told you that it's no one likes someone who's clever or a smart ass, and so you thought that being intelligent wasn't worthy of showing anybody. So the shadow is full of everything that you hide. It doesn't have to be something scary necessarily. So a lot of the time when you see something, or whether it's an astral plane or lucid plane or anything, I always go towards it, because most likely it's my subconscious trying to tell me something that I need to work on, or something that I need to pay attention to. So always move towards fear. Seek discomfort, even in these altered states, because it's going to give you the most transformation for sure. Okay, got some questions coming. I have been doing reality checks, counting my fingers. I saw that in my dream I couldn't count my fingers and had multiple shadows on my hands. I woke up right after and noticed my hands, and I'm getting closer. Literally happened like an hour ago during a nap. Brittany, awesome! I'm so excited. Brittany, I work with her, and we're a really good friend. She lives really close to me, and she always has these dreams that she tells me about, and I've been helping her do reality checks because, for those of you who don't know, our hands, all we have to do is look at our hands in our dream, and we will become aware of the fact that we are dreaming and be able to change things and shift things around and alter our experience. So it's really cool to look at your hands during the day because we have a lot of fine lines on our hands, right? And the dream actually can't replicate this because there's such fine lines on our hands that the dream, it will just show it as blurred, or it will kind of mix images up with our hands. We'll have 2 fingers, alien hands, 12 fingers, whatever it is, something will be off. So doing this during the day and just asking, how do I know that I'm awake right now? Does everything look normal? Okay, I have 10 fingers, kind of observe your reality throughout the day. And then you carry that habit over and you start to do that in your dreams. And then, as you can tell, most things are off during the dream. There's something that's going to be off. So you're going to be able to tell that you're dreaming once you learn reality checks. That's why it's the first thing to learn. So dream journaling, reality checks. If you don't have a dream journal, definitely get one. That is the #1 step if you want to start lucid dreaming and reality checks or building that awareness. Hello, Lyndon. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Paul. I can't wait to be on your show tomorrow, too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Let's see. Got another question. How do you keep yourself in a dream space once you've realized you're dreaming? I woke up as soon as I realized it was a dream. Okay, I'm so proud of you, Brittany. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. So once, I know a lot of people have had this, right? You get into a lucid dream, and as soon as you realize you're dreaming, this excitement takes over, right? You're like, holy shit, this is so real. This is crazy. And then you just wake up. And the reason this happens is because any strong emotion within the dream is going to cause us to wake up. So whether we get super fearful in the dream, sometimes we don't always wake up in those situations, as you probably experienced as a child, at least me, but excitement really does something to the body where it just snaps us out. And I think it's because when we're in the lucid dream, if we're concentrating so much on our physical sensations or our physical body, just like an out-of-body experience, we're going to snap back into this state of consciousness. So what I'd recommend doing, if you can, Brittany, is meditating for like 5 minutes before you go to bed. Now, I know a lot of people don't meditate because they think it's hard or it takes a lot of time, but it is literally, it can be as quick as you make it. And if you want to make a lucid dream last, it's just about building that calmness, So when you're going into the meditation before bed, close your eyes and imagine realizing that you're dreaming, but staying completely calm. Imagine having a curiosity about everything you're experiencing, in an observer kind of sense. So instead of like, oh my God, it's a dream, which I've had so many times when I wake up, just be like, wow, this is really vivid. This is so crazy, and kind of engage with your senses in the dream. So as soon as I get lucid, I will drop to the ground, and if there's grass, I will start playing with the grass or doing something because it's so real, you guys. It's so real. It feels just like this real world. So it's really good to engage with those senses in the dream. Just touch things, feel things, look around. Don't move too fast. Some people just start flying immediately, and then it can end because your brain's trying to still put everything together since you just got in the dream. That takes a lot of sensory information to create a flying experience, right? And it is extremely vivid. So it does take time for the dream to build the dream state around you. So try meditating for about 5 minutes before going to bed, and you can come up with a mantra even that I am calm when I realize I'm dreaming. Do this hypnosis. Just say that even during your meditation, or just imagine the scenario of realizing you're dreaming and staying calm. So that's what I like to do. Let's see. Although I've done both astral projection and lucid dreaming, I can never tell which one's which. How can I tell the difference between those two states? Hi, Claire. Welcome. So this is a very good question. How do we tell if we're experiencing an astral projection or a lucid dream? They're very similar, and you can get into the states very similarly as well. So what I like to do is, that's where also reality checks come in, because that's a test to see what reality you are in. So a couple of the reality checks that I like to do. They're pretty easy. You can do these throughout the entire day, and this will show you when you're dreaming. You'll create a habit of lucid dreaming, and if you're in an out-of-body experience, you'll be able to tell that you are in that state as well. So the easiest ones I like to do. I have 10 fingers in this reality. So I will count my fingers and really observe how many fingers I have. And I will look away because, again, the dream can't stay consistent. And then you're going to look back and make sure that you have the same result as you had before. So 10. Got it. Everything feels solid, right? Does everything feel solid? You might want to do a reality check just to check if you're dreaming. But if it's solid and you have 10 fingers and you check twice, you're probably good. But it's good to check and really check to make sure you're solid. In the lucid dream, this will not be the case. Your finger will go through your palm most likely. Happens to me like 90% of the time, or if it doesn't, even just that thought of, oh, it's time to do a reality check, I realize I'm dreaming because I become aware of the reality that I'm in. So that is a really good one to try. So counting your fingers twice, making sure that you have the same amount as you did before, and trying to see how solid your hands are. And it's good to really will your finger through, because if you know that it won't go through, you're going to do that in the dream. And since it's not responsive, your dream's going to pick up on that and it won't work. So you need to really try to manifest the reality checks working. In an astral projection or an out-of-body experience, things will stay the same, which is really cool because it's an actual reality we are visiting in the astral realm. Unlike lucid dreaming, that's within our subconscious, but an astral projection is where your subconscious travels outside of your physical body. So we can't really change things depending on what dimension we're in. But as soon as you go out of body, you're in the fourth dimension, which is the astral plane, and it looks like this physical reality. So one thing I like to do, I have a lot of books in my room. So when I go into an out-of-body experience, I will try to read the books, like the titles, and you can see every detail. Everything looks completely the same. In a lucid dream, words are going to be all mixed up. You won't be able to read very clearly. So it's all about checking our reality and seeing how solid it is, because those are going to be the two main differences. So an out-of-body experience is where your consciousness travels outside of your physical body, and you will see your body sleeping, and you are basically going to appear where you started the out-of-body experience practice, most likely. And a lucid dream, you're just going to be random anywhere, and nothing will be solid. So those are the two ways to kind of see which reality you're in. Exactly, Brittany. Don't give up on reality checks. She's been counting her fingers for 4 to 10 times a day for probably 2 months, and she got her results in her dream today. And I know that is true because she started telling me a while ago when she's been counting her fingers. Now, it does take some time to build the habit, right, Brittany? But now that you have experienced the lucid state, you're teaching your brain how to get lucid. So that is the first step. And don't be discouraged, guys, if you have a lucid dream and you wake up right after, you're teaching your brain how to become aware in your dreams. That's a big deal, you guys, because it's not just like a free reality to do whatever you want. And I mean, it totally is, but there's so much work that can go into it. There's so much that you can do in these states. So keep going. You are doing amazing. Like, if you even get lucid for 10 seconds, that is awesome. Keep going, and it will just get longer and longer. All right, let's see. I used to be able to lucid dream frequently, but then it would turn into a nightmare. Then I'd wake up and I will be paralyzed, and I'll start hallucinating. Then a black figure would appear and he would watch me sleep, and I couldn't move or scream or do anything. It is scary as fuck. Anyways, why do I get paralyzed? Why do I wake up? Why do I wake myself up every time I'm in the lucid state? I love this question. Hey, Shailene, what's up? What's up, Preston? Haven't talked to you guys forever. Hope you guys are good. So everyone, at least most people, have sleep paralysis at least once in their lives, right? And I feel like this question is super important because sleep paralysis is not something to fear. I see it as almost a superpower because I had to teach myself how to induce sleep paralysis. And see it as an opportunity, you guys, okay? It's not a nightmare. The only thing that makes it a nightmare is our perception of what is happening. So what is happening in sleep paralysis? Let's talk the science first so we know why this is happening to us, okay? And once you learn kind of about sleep paralysis, hopefully next time it will make you more excited and you can go right into a lucid dream, because sleep paralysis, you're literally right there. You're literally about to go into a lucid dream. or you can have an out-of-body experience, which is super easy once you're in the sleep paralysis state. So I love this question. So what is the science of it? So our body paralyzes itself during REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement stage of sleep. This happens 5 to 6 times a night because we have a dream period 5 to 6 times a night. It happens roughly every 90 minutes. So when this happens, our body paralyzes the muscles so we don't act out our dreams, punch a wall, it keeps us paralyzed in bed so we can safely go through our dream time. The reason why, even if you've ever had sleepwalking experience, maybe your body had a deficiency in those chemicals that wasn't paralyzing you properly, so it kind of makes sense why paralyzing the body is important, right? So this is the thing that a lot of people experience. They will feel someone pushing on their chest, and then they will see a figure or something standing over them or pushing on their chest, right? What this is doing, what's happening here is our body doesn't need to take in as much air when we're sleeping, because the body, naturally paralyzes the muscles, our temperature drops even, and then the diaphragm slightly collapses when we are in sleep paralysis, only because we don't need to take that much air in when we're sleeping. Because we don't know what's happening and we just feel our chest get a little bit paralyzed and our diaphragm closing a little bit, we start to freak out, right? So we're sending the energy of fear out into our experience. When we do this, since we are in a thought-responsive state in sleep paralysis, we are going to experience things that we consider fearful. So it's kind of like the lucid dream. If you try to manifest something, or you're thinking about something, or you say something, it's going to appear in front of you. Hi, Riley. Hi, Ray. Thank you, guys. So we need to be careful of what we're kind of focusing on in sleep paralysis, because it's an opportunity, you guys. An opportunity for a lucid dream, an opportunity for an out-of-body experience. You're right there. So when you experience this next time, just know, oh, there's not someone sitting on my chest. My diaphragm is slightly collapsing because I don't need to take in as much air when I sleep. Oh, someone's not holding me down and I'm just paralyzed because I'm in a nightmare. My body's doing this to protect myself during dream time because it thinks I'm asleep. Just think about these things next time you're in the experience, and it'll kind of relax you, because you know it's part of the process. It's scientifically proven everybody goes through sleep paralysis, and it's nothing to fear. So next time this happens, also, I wouldn't open your eyes. That's one thing, because you're going to see hallucinations no matter what. Usually, I will keep my eyes closed in sleep paralysis and I'll have a sleep mask on, but then I'll start to see through my closed eyes. I will start to see my room around me. And that's the point you want to wait for, because that shows you're ready to go into an out-of-body experience. Once you're in sleep paralysis, you have your eyes closed, you're relaxing and letting go, then you'll start to see your room through your closed eyes, and that's when you know that you're ready to have an out-of-body experience or a lucid dream. So don't be fearful of it. Try to relax. Don't try to move. Gracie, just really stay as calm as you can and see it as exciting. Really try to put an excited energy to it, because you're so close to something amazing. And I'm kind of jealous of the people that get sleep paralysis every single night, because that means I could literally have lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences like anytime I went to sleep. Like, I have to induce that state a lot of times. Sometimes it happens randomly a lot of the time, but when I want to induce it at a certain time, that's why I learned the practice. So if you have it randomly, if you have sleep paralysis randomly, that's actually really cool. So don't fear it though. Just practice kind of meditation, and then think about the lucid dream you want to have. So I know you said that you used to lucid dream frequently. Think about a lucid dream you want to go into when you're in sleep paralysis, because you're right next to the dream state in that state. So yes, get excited, because seriously, it is awesome. As soon as you get into that sleep paralysis state, depending on what you want to experience. So if you want to experience an out-of-body experience, Gracie, what you have to do is completely let go. Fear keeps us in the body, right? Fear keeps us from experiencing something. So completely let go and surrender. It's this huge energetic thing that you'll feel yourself just let go. And then if you want to experience an out-of-body experience, when you're in sleep paralysis, imagine rolling out of your body as vividly as possible, like as vividly as you can. And you're basically going to transfer your consciousness into your astral body, and you'll be able to get out. This has worked for every client that has asked me about it, so I can't wait for you to try that. And then if you want to get into a lucid dream from there, Gracie, just vividly imagine the lucid dream you want to have, and don't try to breathe super deep or anything, because remember, our diaphragm is naturally collapsed when we're in sleep paralysis. If we want to stay there and get to the lucid dream or anything, you got to let it breathe the way it's trying to breathe, okay? So you've got to trick your body into thinking you're asleep. So don't try to move. And then you'll start to see colors, and just try to turn that into a dream. Walk yourself through this scenario. Okay, I'm in a forest now. I see this. Walk yourself through the whole situation, and then you should be able to go into a lucid dream from there. Yes, totally, Gracie. And seriously, feel free to ask any more questions about this, because I have so many things that I could talk about when it comes to this whole state. There's so many different techniques and methods and what you can experience. And guys, if you've ever had a lucid dream and you've never had an out-of-body experience, you can actually get into an out-of-body experience from a lucid dream. So next time you're in a lucid dream, if you lucid dream a lot, just manifest a door, or find a door, or do something. For some reason, the door represents going through another realm for me. So in a lucid dream, if I find a door, or I'll manifest one, I'll be like, okay, as soon as I walk through this door, I'm going to be in an out-of-body experience. And then that thought, that intention, that desire will create that for you. So there's a few different ways that you can go about that. Yes, go be Doctor Strange, my dude. That is the best thing ever. That's actually what I use the weekends for. I'm like, oh my God, I get to practice lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences. I'm so excited. When people ask me, oh, what do you do on the weekend? Oh, I just get conscious in my dreams and leave my body. No big deal. What are you doing this weekend? Hello, Keith. Yep. Mackenzie, welcome. Yes, Doctor Strange. Let's Doctor Strange it up here, guys. let's do some of the Matrix stuff. Let's do some Inception stuff. Let's see. I know I had more questions over here. Let me find the one I'm on. And again, guys, feel free to ask any questions that you have about any of this. Let's see. Okay. Now, the question, what's up, Nate? The question I have now is effective reality checks. How to do them properly and thoroughly, how frequently, and how long after to expect that they may start to appear in your dreams. Exactly. I just leave my body. It's chill. So now, for those of you who don't know, reality checks are basically ways that we can check our reality to see which reality we're in. So whether it's lucid dream or an astral projection or anything like that, you want to become aware of your reality so you can see what reality you're in, number one, and be able to induce these states spontaneously. Because a lot of the time, if you're just dreaming and you didn't even do any reality checks that day, but you've made it a habit for like 3 months, your brain has already learned how to do that, so you're randomly just going to check your hand in your dream without having to do anything. So it's really important to master reality checks, because that's going to do so much for you. Like, you have so many spontaneous experiences, it's crazy. So, effective reality checks. How to do them properly and thoroughly. Okay, there's a few ways that we can do this. Plus, everybody's different, so kind of take what you want through this. As I talked about, text or reading or anything like that in the lucid dream, it is very hard to read in the dream. I don't know if you've ever dreamed about using your phone or writing something down or being on a computer or anything like that, but it is hard, you guys. And I'm surprised that I haven't got lucid every time from that in the past, because I'm like, what the hell? I'm like writing in my journal, but then I look back and it's like all scribbled and like I can't get this pen to work. Like, what is happening? And clearly that's a dream sign, right? Clearly that's the dream like screaming at me that it is a dream. So it's good to become aware of these things so you can just get lucid basically anytime you want to. So text. Create a habit of checking your phone during the day, just checking the time. Make sure to check twice, again, because the dream has a very hard time at staying consistent. So all the reality checks you do, I recommend you doing them twice. And let's see, that one's really good. The one I really like is the hand one that we talked about. Trying to actually know that your finger is going to go through your palm, because in the dream you really have to will something to happen for it to happen. It all goes off your belief system. So you're doing it through the day, really be surprised when it doesn't go through. Like, oh my God, I totally thought I was dreaming. This is so weird. Like, really try play the part, guys. Think of it like a game, okay? And in the dream, almost every single time, if I do this, like literally 99.9.5% of the time, it will go through. Another one I really like, this one's super easy, and you can kind of like play this off in public, which is pretty cool. So when we're dreaming, we're not using our physical senses, as I talked about. So we're not breathing through our actual nose. So in a reality check, you can plug your nose and breathe in. And obviously, if you can't breathe in, you're awake. But if you can breathe through your nose totally fine while you're still plugging it, you're in a dream. So that's one way to tell if you are dreaming or in the physical realm. And once you make a habit of this throughout the day, you'll start to do these checks in your dream. Like, holy shit, I'm in a dream. This is sick. Go do whatever you want to. Like, everyone should learn this, because even people that say they don't dream, no, you do dream. We just haven't trained ourselves to remember our dreams. Number one, get a dream journal. By doing that, you're showing your brain that it is important to remember your dreams, and it will start to work on its dream recall, because you're like, did I dream of anything last night? You're probing your memory. And once you can do that, you're going to start remembering a dream from every dream period. So last night I had 5 dreams, and that's because I have 5 to 6 dream periods a night. And even if you wake up in the middle of the night, if you remember something, it's good to jot something down. That way, when you go to finish it in the morning, you have all of it there. And that's how we tell dream signs, you guys. Like, dream journaling is so important, because we have to tell what we're dreaming about, and we have to remember our dreams to dream. Like, if you dream, I dream about being back in high school, like, all the time, like, so much. And if I never wrote down my dream, I would have not know that dream sign. So now anytime I have a dream of being back in high school, I'm like, oh yeah, I was talking to myself about this when I was writing my dreams, and I tend to dream of this a lot. So this is probably a dream. Like, you're building up that awareness. So it's super, super important to get a dream journal and do reality checks. And again, guys, you can mess around with these reality checks. I have a heart right here that I also use for reality checks. That way I can do it in public. Like, if I'm doing something, I can just look down. Yep, the heart's still there. Look back. Yep, seems solid. We're good. And because in the dream, I might not have that. So get creative with this. Really, you can do anything you want to with reality checks, but those are the main ones I like to use. Breathing through your nose, counting your fingers, doing the palm push. Let's see if there's another one. Oh, and guys, make sure they're mental too, like mental reality checks. Don't just do the motion. Like, really try to ask yourself, how do I know this is reality? Like, let me try to prove to myself that I'm awake. Is everything solid? Do I remember what I was doing 10 minutes ago? Do I remember going to bed? Like, really try to figure out if you're in the waking state or not. And it might feel a little forced at first, right? But once you get results from it, you're definitely going to want to keep doing it. I promise you that. Let's see. What was the best astral projection experience that you've ever had? So this one's really interesting question. Probably the last one I had was like the most intense. So basically what happened with this, I was laying on my back, and actually, no, I was laying on my back at first, and then I felt my body get super, super, super heavy, and I started to pick up on non-physical sensations, but I can't really get completely comfortable on my back. So I like roll over and tell my body, okay, I'm rolling over, I'm going to sleep now. Like, I'm just trying to trick my mind, because that's the position I sleep in. And then I stayed conscious through that, and all of a sudden I got really intense sleep paralysis, really intense vibrations, really intense noises, you guys. Like, it sounded like train tracks like rumbling through my head, and really high-pitched noises. And I felt like electricity like running through my eyelids and my third eye, and it was like the weirdest experience. It was really, really cool. And then I wanted to try a projection method, but before I could even do that, I started seeing through my closed eyes and my sleeping mask. I had my closed eye, my eyes were closed, I had a sleeping mask on, and all of a sudden I started to see through my sleeping mask, and I could see my whole entire room. And it was just like so crazy when that happens. I talked to a few people over the past few days where that's happened. It's just like mind blowing, you guys. It's like a superpower that we have. Like, it's so cool. And then it sounded like there's like a radio station or something going on in my room. Like, I could just hear tons of people talking. Like, there was a man talking, and then like 2 women talking back to him, and I could just hear this, and I couldn't see anything, but I could just hear it in this out-of-body experience. And anything that I would ask in my head, they would answer out loud. Like, I was asking like deep life questions, and they were just like answering it out loud. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I need to try to get out of my body. And so I like closed my eyes, and I tried to imagine rolling over, but I felt like I was like resisting like it feels so real, you guys. So you really have to energetically let go. You really have to let go. And then I literally just like came out of my body super quick. Like it was really crazy. And then I was just like floating above my kind of above my body, but off to the side. But it was just, I was like bobbing on the ceiling. And then I just remember asking to see something beautiful. I wanted to go somewhere beautiful. And all of a sudden, I like went through this tunnel thing. It was crazy. It was this like tunnel and tons of colors. And then all of a sudden, I like just appeared in this field, and it was like a flower field, and there was soft music playing. And it was so beautiful. Like I think I woke up and I was just like really like, wow, that was so cool. It almost felt like the etheric realm almost, because it was just very like, I wouldn't say like straight up angelic feeling, but it was like very like, it had a vibe, you guys. It had a certain vibe to it where I was like, this is awesome. I just like walked around and I just was like smelling all the flowers, and like I just remember people like clapping and cheering me on when I got out. And I just remember spending like the whole time in this flower field. I'm not sure why, but next time I have some plans. I'm going to ask to meet my higher self actually in my next out of body experience. You can also do this through the lucid dream as well, because we're in contact with our subconscious. So clearly our subconscious knows what our higher self is like, right? But you can also do this in an out-of-body experience, which is really cool. So that's something to try next time, you guys. Astral projection / lucid dreaming challenge. Ask to meet your higher self. What do you like? What do you like to do? Meet yourself from, in 10 years from now. What are you doing? Take that inspiration and put it into your physical life now. Let's see. No, yeah, you actually can astral project on your side. You can do it in any, people even do it while they're awake, Lyndon, actually. Like if you can reach a good meditation state, I mean, I had a friend that was able to do it during a walk. So anytime that you can transfer your consciousness into your energy body, you can do it as long as you're very relaxed. That's why a lot of people have a hard time doing astral projecting while they're awake, because it's with all this stimulation, it's very hard to relax your body and get into that state. But if we are in meditation or we're sleeping or we're just very comfortable, our consciousness is very susceptible to information. That's why hypnosis works so well in these states, and we can easily get out of our body. So yes, actually most of my astral projections or out of body experiences are on my side. I induce them through laying on my back, but then when I'm ready, when I almost feel the vibrations, I'll just roll over. I don't know why. I haven't really met anyone else that does that, but that's how it works for me. Yes, get excited for your next astral projection. Set goals too. Set challenges for yourself. Write down like what you want to do next time you are in the state. All right, Brittany says, do you think I'd be able to contact my grandma who passed away during a dream, or would it be my own subconscious creating a grandma in a dream? No, Brittany, this is a good question. That's called a visitation, and you can have people visit you within your dreams. Now, let me tell you something kind of crazy about this. So I had a dream before my grandma passed away, like a day before. At least that's what I thought, right? Like I woke up from a dream that she was telling me that everything is okay. She wanted to say that she loved me, and we were just talking. She told me she wants to tell me something, and she told me information about my family that I didn't even know. When I woke up, I found out my grandma just passed away an hour before that, or an hour before I woke up. And I confirmed this information with my mom, and it was actually true. So that's kind of proof that she really was visiting me. Now, you can always do that through the lucid dream. Now, sometimes it will be, this is how I like to think about it. If you manifest someone in the lucid dream, like, hey, I want to manifest my grandma that's passed away, and I want to be able to talk to her. You're using your subconscious to manifest something into your dream. So that might be a perception of what she is like to you. So your brain created that. But if she pops up in your dream on her own, that's a very big sign that is a visitation, because that has happened. And I've actually helped Chance talk to his grandma that has passed away. And it was crazy because I talked to her, you guys. And this was in an astral projection, but this can happen in a lucid dream too. I saw someone, and it was like 2 days after she passed. And I was talking to her, and she told me to give tons of messages to Chance. And then she was sending me lots of images, and I wrote them down when I woke up. And I was like, hey, so I think I was able to talk to your grandma. I just want to see what you think about this. And she showed me letters that were rolled up and had ribbons on them and all these things, and like piles and piles of them. And I was asking what that meant, and he's like, oh my God. And he was like, oh my God, I used to write my grandma tons and tons and tons of letters and rolled up with little bows on them, and I gave them to her, and she had like boxes of them, and I didn't know that. And so that was kind of her way of being like, hey, I'm here with you, like I still remember, you know, these memories, and so on. So there's proof that we can get in these states, you guys. Like there's proof that we can get, which is so cool. And that's why it's also really important to have a book next to your bed or a notebook, because we got to write these experiences down. These are crazy, right? Like, let's see. I already answered this. Could I lucid dream tonight if I wanted to? Like, can you do it? Yes. You can do it anytime. Now, the cool thing about learning reality checks is you're creating a habit of lucid dreaming, because you're not having to get up in the middle of the night and do lucid dreaming techniques. You just create the habit during the day of checking your reality, and then you'll just start dreaming of doing that and becoming lucid of it. So you can start tonight lucid dreaming, and you can have 4 to 5 lucid dreams a night, you guys. This is crazy. I mean, we sleep for a third of our lives. Do you know how long that is? That's literally 33 years, roughly, that we spend asleep. Why would we want to stay asleep for 33 years and not do anything? Like, that's why I want everyone to at least experience this a couple times, because it's super transformative, and that's almost half of our life that we spend asleep. And if you can learn skills in the lucid dream, if you can get rid of PTSD, insomnia, depression, habits, thought patterns, addictions, anxiety, physical ailments, like, what are the limits? Like, that's crazy. Imagine what you can do in 30 years. Like, so yes, Gracie, you can do that at any time. All you have to do is learn these techniques. I have lots of videos on YouTube as well, if you want to check them out, which go into a lot of how to lucid dream the quickest way, which is basically everything that I'm covering here, you guys. It's 3 main steps. So dream journal, dream signs, and dream recall. So basically, dream journal and dream recall go together, because once you start dream journaling, you start to naturally increase your dream recall. And then once you have your dream journal, you're going to pick out dream signs from your journal. Be like, okay, I dream of this and this a lot. I dream of this. Okay, so I'm gonna subconsciously program that next time I experience this, I'll know that I'm dreaming. You've already got all that down. Now you just need to implement reality checks. Anytime something weird happens in the day, or do it like every hour, do it anytime you think of it. Just do a couple reality checks. They don't have to be, you know, like crazy in depth. Just count your fingers a couple times. Maybe, you know, do that reality check. Like, look around, just observe your reality, right? And then you'll start to do that in the dream. And dreams are weird as shit, you guys. Like, if you do that, like, you will totally be able to realize when you're dreaming. Because if you know, practice this during the day and do anything that's weird, like 80% of the dreams are just like weird as hell. So like, you'll totally be able to realize when you're dreaming once you implement reality checks. So seriously, no worries. Anybody can do it too. And usually the people I coach, it takes between like a week and a month, all depending on how much they practice, what their sleeping schedule is like, and their sleeping habits, you know, and how much they actually want to learn how to dream. Because you have to want to do this in order to lucid dream. You have to want to learn the practice. You have to have a curiosity about it, and then it will naturally happen. So welcome, Ray. Welcome, everyone. Andrew, Danielle, Scott, Hunter, everyone. Yeah, so really good. I'm glad you're excited. And it's like, I was talking to someone the other day. They messaged me and they were like, hey, so I want to learn how to lucid dream, but I don't dream. Like, I don't dream. I don't know, like, I'm like the only one who's not gonna be able to do it. I've never had a lucid dream, and I don't dream, and I just don't know what to do. And as soon as, welcome, Techly, and as soon as I told this person, okay, first off, you do dream, okay? When was the last time you tried to remember your dream, you know? So everyone dreams, but we have to show a desire to remember our dreams in order to remember our dreams. So I asked him to get a dream journal. He got a dream journal. And he's like, but I don't remember my dreams. How am I supposed to write in this dream journal? If you don't remember your dreams, you need to write the date and the time and state, I didn't remember any dreams tonight. This is showing your brain that it is a priority to remember, and that it's going to start trying to remember, because it's like, oh, okay, wait, we were supposed to recall what we dreamt of last night? That's never happened before. Okay, now I know how to, now I'm going to rewire the brain to start working on dream memory. So it's all scientific, biology-based practice. So just showing your brain that you want to remember your dreams, you'll start to remember them. And then I taught him about reality checks. Guess what happened? The week of teaching him all this, he had a lucid dream. He had his first lucid dream because he implemented the methods. He got a dream journal. He started doing reality checks, which is kind of tied in with dream signs, and that's all it took. And then he started to remember his dreams and start to get lucid the same week. That's crazy. So anybody can learn. Definitely anybody can learn. Welcome, Hunter. Let's see. What I experienced today was crazy. I went to count my fingers and I literally couldn't. I don't even know how to explain it. I physically couldn't count my fingers, and then it flashed to me watching my hands in the mirror, and it looked like shadow puppets, and I remember telling myself, this is a dream, right before I woke up. Craziest dream experience ever, and it was only like 2 seconds. Yes, Brittany, that's actually how it happens for a lot of people, because really it worked because you're becoming aware of your hands. You're doing this throughout the day, and you realize there was something off. And the thing is, our subconscious truly wants us to get lucid. If it didn't, why would it give us so many dream signs? Why would it really try to scream at us, hey, this is a dream, can't you tell this is a dream? Because there's so much work that we can do within ourselves. We have things that we denied, suppressed, disowned. We have habits maybe we shouldn't. We have thought patterns we shouldn't, and our subconscious is really our friend. It wants us to get lucid and work on these things, and that's why it, number one, is so in our face with these signs, and then it comes to us with things we're supposed to work on. Like nightmares. Those are things we're running away from that we actually need to face. It's actually life transforming things. So we need to learn this awareness practice and get lucid that way. And Brittany, that's so awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that worked for you. And don't worry, even mine lasted 2 seconds too, my first lucid dream, because it's shocking. It's so real, right? It's so crazy. It is literally like this reality. And the cool thing, Brittany, is you can change anything that you want to. Once you get in contact with your brain and your subconscious, you can get rid of physical ailments. You can get rid of physical pain, anxiety, depression, insomnia, literally anything. Everything that I talk about literally all the time, because I'm obsessed with it. Okay, guys, the reason why is because it's life-changing. We can do all of this ourselves when we're sleeping. That's crazy. Okay, and I'm trying to empower all of you, because it is something everybody can do, and everybody deserves to live the life they want to. And I'm here to help you guys with that, because I believe in all of you, and I love all of you, and I know that you guys have this crazy superpower where we can all get conscious in our dreams and change our lives. Okay, that's just how it is. And so I'm here to kind of endorse that experience and be an ambassador to help you guys get to where you want to be. Yeah, tech leader Brittany, yes, that is crazy, and I'm so excited that happened. You will have to try. And naps, you guys. That's what I forgot to tell you. If you haven't had a lucid dream before, take a nap, okay? Because our brain is active, right? We have a lot of stimulation going on, and as soon as we go into a nap, we go straight into the REM stage, which is when dreams happen. So literally, anytime I want to have a quick experience, or an experience in a scheduled time that I want to have it in, I will take a nap, because literally it works all the time. I will either have a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience, or at least sleep paralysis, which is a gateway to all of those, every time I nap, which is why I do it, because literally, yes. Haylee has been working with me for probably 5 months now. I haven't been super dedicated to the practice, so I know it could happen faster for people who dedicate time with Haylee's coaching package. Thank you, Brittany. Yes, I do have a couple different options available for those who are interested in coaching. So I have just a single session. I'm actually running a promotion right now. It's usually $55, but it's only $22 right now for a full hour on video or call with me. And I basically answer all of your questions, and I help you plan out a lucid dreaming plan. And this is also for astral projection as well. If you guys would like to learn how to have out-of-body experiences, lucid dreaming experiences, or both. I offer An hour coaching for that right now. Again, it's 22 instead of 55. But if you want something more intensive, I do have a 30-day one. This is for those who have want an extended time to actually use it for life transformation and healing. So in the hour, I'm going to give you all of the information you need to start getting lucid. But a lot of people have things they want to work on, right? Whether it's anxiety or depression or nightmares or basically anything that we've talked about forever, because like you can do anything through it. There's 30 days, and we basically talk on a call once a week for 45 minutes to an hour about how you're doing, where you're at, what we need to implement, what we should start working on next, so on, so on. And we go from start to finish, depending where you are in the practice. And the reason why it's 30 days is because I want to help you be able to transform your life through the practice. I don't want to just teach you how to lucid dream or astral project. I want to teach you how to use that in your life for transformation and healing and clarity. Like anything that you guys want to work on, you can do through this practice. So those are my two coaching packages. I also have a video course. If you would rather have it in a video form, it's actually 7 videos. So it's like quick to the point, everything you need to know on how to induce lucid dreams. And that is $111 right now. I'm actually running a discount for the next 7 days. So let me know if you want to get that. And it basically covers, again, start to finish. And so I have a few different options for that. And then again, I have my YouTube channel if you'd like to see more content like that. And then I do have my group on here, Haylee's Lucid Dream Team, and then my coaching page, The Lucid Mystic. So definitely check out my coaching if you're interested. Again, I have those options for you, and I'm sure I'll come out with more in the future. But I definitely want to make sure everyone gets to the spot that they want to get to, because this is seriously so life transforming. And it was really cool because I worked with someone who had bipolar disorder, and after they learned lucid dreaming, they had such a crazy transformation. Like the things this can do to your mind, you guys, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Like even hearing that people can't sleep because they're so anxious, or they can't eat, or they can't do anything, and hearing them be like, thank you so much for teaching me how to lucid dream and how to induce these states. Like it changed my life. Like that's why I do it. You know, I really care about you guys and what you're going through, and it's helped me so much, like so much, guys. I used to be the craziest, like anxious mess ever. I couldn't function. Like I literally had tons of traumatic experiences happen to me, and everything that I've tried, out of all the medication, out of everything I've done, lucid dreaming has been the only thing to work for me. And placebo, did you know placebo is the only thing known to treat every medical incident or disease or anything? It can treat everything. It's the only thing. And guess what you have access to in the lucid dream? Placebo effect. That's why it works. That's why it works for anybody. That's why I always tell someone, no matter what you're going through, it will work, because placebo does some crazy stuff, you guys. Let's see. I think I had a question. Oh, wait. One night when I stayed around my mom's, I got very drunk. I choked on her vomit and left my body. Oh my God. I saw these colors and then saw my auntie who passed away back in 2016. She came back, woke my mom up, and my mom came in my room that I was basically dead, and she revived me. Basically, I died. Yeah, so that was a near-death experience. I've actually had that too. That was my first experience with like the out-of-body state, was a near-death experience. So that's really crazy. And that sometimes that's what opens people up to these experiences, even people who aren't necessarily spiritual or anything like that. If you have a near-death experience and you observe your consciousness looking at your body, like that opens you up, you guys. Like, and I feel like all of us are meant to experience whatever comes to us because it's for a reason. Like I had to go through certain traumatic experiences in my life to lead me here, you know, and now I want to help other people with their experiences, and you know, we're lifting each other up, we're helping each other, we're sharing our experiences, and that's why I love to do it, and that's why I love these practices. It's so cool. Like I don't know what I would do if I couldn't lucid dream or practice out of body work. Like it's everything, guys. Like it's everything to me. Best astral projection techniques. So the one I like to use, basically I use this one all the time. So you're going to sleep for 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours. Now, you want to kind of learn to track your sleep cycles, because we go through REM stage 4 to 5 times a night. It So we go into every 90 minutes roughly, and it gets longer and longer throughout the night. And our last one is up to an hour of REM time. So you want to time it towards the morning because you're going to be in that dream state where you're susceptible to put your body asleep, right? So after 4, 5, 6 hours, time it, kind of mess around with it. As soon as you wake up from a dream, you know, and you're in REM stage. So write that time down because that's the time you need to wake up for, anytime you wake up from a dream. And I will stay up for about 30 minutes. The reason why I do this is because it creates a lot of activity in the brain where it can kind of stay awake, but I'm still kind of groggy from just waking up, so my body's going to be able to fall asleep quicker. Now I will go lay down on my back and go into a meditation. What I do for the first few breaths, I will breathe in, and I'll breathe out, and I'll imagine my body sinking into the bed. I do this a few times. Once I do that, I completely stop and I let my body breathe the way it's supposed to. Because as we talked about before, your diaphragm naturally collapses when you're sleeping, so you're not going to want to take deep breaths because that shows your body that you're not asleep yet. And we're trying to trick our body into thinking we're asleep. So you're going to take in, you know, those deep breaths, but then let your body kind of breathe the way it wants to. That's what happens in sleep paralysis too. So we just got to let our body breathe the way that it wants to. Hi, Travis. Hi, Hannah. And so once you're letting your body fall asleep, a lot of people fear sleep paralysis, but we talk about literally it's the best thing ever. Like there's so many opportunities when it comes to it, so don't worry. You're going to feel your body get heavier and heavier. You're going to feel tingling sensations. Mine start from my feet and work their way up my legs. I feel cold chills, like literally a wave of cold chills run down my body, and I know that I'm falling asleep or I'm going into sleep paralysis because our body naturally drops its temperature when we're going to sleep. And that's why our body naturally collapses the diaphragm a little bit because it doesn't take in much air. So don't get scared when that happens. Don't think anything's sitting on your chest. That's just part of sleep paralysis. And I've never tried to actually move in sleep paralysis because I don't want to mess it up. But if you experience that, just stay very calm. Just keep going with it. You will know once you go into sleep paralysis. If you've never experienced sleep paralysis, consciously anyways, it's a trip. You start to hear very non-physical noises, like very loud kind of rumbling, high-pitched noises. I hear like my closet door opening, even though it's not. These are just, you know, perceptions being made by my mind. Once you're experiencing this and you feel like tingly feeling all over, you know that you're in sleep paralysis. What's up, Jake? Haven't seen you forever. Hope you've been well. Once you are in sleep paralysis and you feel those heavy vibrations, to get out of body, you imagine as vividly as you can that you are rolling out of your body. Now, this might sound crazy to people who have not had an out-of-body experience. Even people who have told me that they don't believe in out-of-body experiences, I told them to try this technique, and they came back and they're like, holy shit. I don't know what that is. Something happened. Yes, you went out of body. Congratulations. So anybody can do it, regardless. You know, you have to have an open mind, but regardless of what background you come from or anything, anybody can have it. So once you are in that vibrating state, you know when you're in the middle of sleep paralysis, you'll vividly imagine rolling out of your body. The reason why you want to do this is because we're trying to create sensations so real that it tricks our mind into shifting our consciousness into our astral body. Everyone has one. It's called our energy body. You feel your astral body when you're having super strong emotions or anything like that. You're feeling your energy body, your emotional body. So all you have to do is try to tap into that. And what does it feel like to roll out of bed? What does the bed feel like when you're getting up? Like, what hits the ground first? Which foot? Like, what do you do? Literally play out the entire scenario, and you will literally feel your consciousness shift. Now, rolling out doesn't work for anybody. It works for me really good, but maybe you want to imagine looking at your body from a different perspective. So imagine standing by your door and looking at your body, and since you're imagining a different perception, you know, a different point of view, you'll be able to swap your consciousness into that point of view at the room that you're focusing on, that focal point that you're focusing on. You can also imagine floating up, which hasn't really worked for me. It gives me like weird sensations, but I'm not like out of my body. The only one that really works for me is rolling out of my body because I know what that feels like to do that every morning, right? So it's very easy to imagine what it feels like, and then just doing that, I like shot out of my body. I'm not even kidding. It's just a consciousness too. When you come out of your body, you don't have a body. At least me. I'm just this awareness, and I actually have 360-degree view, and I know a lot of other people have this as well. But when you're in astral plane, you're literally just like this ball of awareness. Crazy to experience, and this is what is going to change your life, because you realize there's more to this reality. There's more to this life. You are not your body. You are so much more than that. You are like the universe expressing its greatest mystery. Like, so it's very eye-opening to have an experience like that, and anybody can experience it. And people use it for preparation for death. It's not a dark topic. It's actually a very beautiful topic, because it's kind of like switching departments, right? This is our department we're in now, but once we transfer over, we're just switching departments, you know, and we're learning to keep awareness in altered states. That way, when you cross over, you know, once you pass, then you will be aware of the transition and have more control once you are on the other side, like permanently. So very important practice. That's also done in dream yoga, preparation for death and the dying state. So it's very beautiful. I love that work so much. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know. We can talk more about that. Have you ever created a dream while awake and fall asleep into it? That's how I lucid dream every time. I call it woke dreaming. Yes, that's a very good question, because that's actually a lucid dreaming technique that I use. I will write down the entire dream kind of situation that I want to have. If you could have a dream that was like the best dream that you could think of, what would it be? You know, what would you be doing? Who would you be with? What would you be experiencing? Really paint a picture for yourself, because that is a lucid dream technique in itself. How I said, through sleep paralysis, you kind of imagine the dream you want to go into. That's a way to get into it. Kind of walk yourself through the whole situation, all the sensations, everything you're feeling, and then you'll go into that dream most likely, or something very similar to it. Is it possible to have a joined dream with someone who is lucid dreaming, like pull someone into your dream and both be aware that you are in each other's dream? Now, this is a good question. Some people don't believe in this. I've experienced something similar to this, but I've mostly experienced this in astral travel. So since in astral projection, it's our consciousness literally shifting into another reality, right? So I have done that with someone once, and we were conscious of the experience, and we were able to recall it to each other. So I know it can be an out-of-body experience. With dreams, I feel like it's almost like telekinesis. I'm not sure if they can. I believe that literally anything is possible, but from my experience, I haven't experienced like being in a dream with someone and like recalling the entire thing, but I have influenced someone's dreams and someone's influenced mine. So like I've dreamt of someone who also dreamt of me the same night, and we were doing similar things in our dreams, but we weren't like conscious of the same exact dream, if that makes sense. So I totally believe just by thought and desire to do it, you can influence other people's dreams. I haven't experienced like the same exact dream share though, but very similar. So you can kind of plan out, okay, I'm going to come up with an image I'm going to send you in your dream tonight, or something like that, you know, and then they'll receive that image. I've done that 2 or 3 times now, so I know it does work, but you really have to kind of be in the same state together at the same time. You really have to kind of be in the same like frequency. So it's good to kind of talk about before what time you're doing it, what you're going to do, what you're going to practice, and you have a pretty good chance of it. Hello, Dad. Welcome. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who does that. I felt weird. Yeah. It's actually really cool, because you're getting yourself psyched up for it. You're like, okay, I'm going to have an out-of-body experience today. I'm going to have a lucid dreaming experience today. What do I want to experience? What's my goal? What's my challenge? What's my desire? So it's really good, because once you make it known what you want, it will come. Same with just a lucid dream in general. If you make it known you want to have a lucid dream, you know, then it will come. You will have it. So it's about the desire and the visualization. Visualization is super important, you guys. Like really important. Let's see. Okay. And it's all about just rewiring the brain for success, you guys, for lucid dreaming. Like, like a dream wish list. Exactly. Like, what do I want today? What do I want to experience? And guys, I actually have to tell you something super cool. So I had someone else do this too. Do you have a strong ass sweet tooth like me, and it just like won't stop? Like, do you just want to eat like everything sweet and just that's it? Okay, well, I do, and sometimes it can be an issue, right? So what I've done in the dream is I will eat, say a chocolate cake, okay? I eat a chocolate cake in the dream, and it since it's not limited by our physical senses, it is the most vivid thing that you will experience. It's the best thing that you'll ever taste. It's that real. What this does it gets rid of your sweet tooth and you wake up full because the brain can't tell if you're dreaming or awake, and so you'll wake up full from that experience. How crazy is that, guys? Like, I just wanted to make that known because that's insane. Like, even like if you drink a glass of water in the dream, like it's the most refreshing thing you've ever tasted. It's just so weird. Like, it's so cool. You can literally do anything you want to. That's why I love it so much. But you won't always be able to choose if you want to have a lucid dream or an astral projection. Sometimes one will just happen. Like, I've been trying to lucid dream the past little. I just had a lucid dream, but like I think it was like last week or the week before. I was trying really hard to go into a lucid dream, but like it wanted me to have an out of body experience. Like, I was forced into it. Like, my body, I was like trying to concentrate on the dream I wanted to have, and my body was just like, I just felt it like slipping off the bed. I was like, all right, we're riding this train today. That's fine. What? Oh. Yes, Lyndon. That is not what I said, but that's kind of great. All right. 1 second. Okay. All right. So I'm ending this soon, you guys. Does anyone have any more questions or anything they want to talk about? Because I'm actually going to go make a video today on the law of attraction. Lucid dreaming is one way to manifest your reality, but if you want to use the law of attraction in any area of your life for anything you want to, I'm going to make a video on that soon and how to do it. It is the loudest keyboard. I'm sorry, typing just seems to be an issue, right? Inside joke. Yep. All right. Well, if you do want to tune into that video, definitely do. I'm going to be putting that on here and also have that on YouTube as well. So, law of attraction, that is the next topic. I just wanted to get on here and answer everybody's questions because I know there's a lot of questions and similarities to lucid dreaming and out of body work. So, I wanted to touch on that, kind of help you guys get started on your practice. Just keep in mind, anyone can experience anything that they want to. You have all the power. If you would like help from me or you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to message me. Again, I do have coaching available. I have a single session coaching for 1 hour at a super, super cheap price right now. It's $30 off, only $22 right now for the next week. We'll basically cover everything that you need to do in order to have an astral projection or a lucid dream, and I guarantee you results. That's one thing I love about my work is I guarantee you results. As long as you are committed to having an astral projection or a lucid dream, you will have one. And so I want to help you do that. So I have that single session coaching for 1 hour. I have a 30-day intensive coaching. This is for lucid dreaming, and I have an astral projection one as well. This is basically starting from the beginning or wherever you're starting from to being able to induce these states at will. And again, I guarantee this to you because I know that anybody can do it and I know that it's possible. And so if you're interested in either one of those, definitely let me know. I also do have a video course. It is a 7-part course on how to achieve lucid dreaming, how to induce lucid dreams at will for life transformation and healing. I have that. I will also post that in the link of this video just so you guys have access to it. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will talk on my next video. And again, if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know, and then I can make another live video based around that. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining. I love you, everybody. Have an amazing day, and happy lucidity.